How all of this started. Prophecy is strange in the beginning, but like anything else, the more attention is devoted, the more natural it becomes. The way God has gradually directed my attention to these divinely guided discoveries started in an odd way, as it usually always will. My captivation was due to witnessing abnormally repetitive signs and numbers in seemingly random places. The more random and out of control of human influence and predictability, the more powerfully convincing the sign. Like the odds were immeasurably higher for me to not see what I was seeing, but I did anyway. This will be by far the hardest section to convey. In the latter part of 2017, a TV series I've always loved was in progress with a new show, Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball has always been a favorite of my childhood, and as time passed, I see symbolic truths interwoven into the show I didn't see as a child. The main hero, Goku, would always save the world from a terrible enemy. Before this, however, existed an incredible gap of power between him and the foe. The battle is always fierce and leaves Goku approaching death with no apparent hope of winning the fight. Then, just when all hope seems lost, Goku never fails to suddenly find a never-before-seen and unpredictable transformation of strength to overcome his enemy. It's a story of struggle before the victory. It's a testament that victory does not even exist without the fight. It's the truth that fighting and even suffering defeat strengthens you further than before. What captured my attention most about this new series was the climax, in which consisted of multiple alternate universes competing in the Tournament of Power, in which each universe submitted 12 of their strongest warriors under threat of their absolute erasure if defeated. Each universe had different guardian entities, some of which were called angels. Halfway through the tournament, Goku acquires a newfound power that shocks everyone in attendance and frankly even shocked me. The power was called Ultra Instinct, and it was referred to as the power of the gods. In this form, Goku didn't have to think about how he would react in battle. His body moved on its own, with insurmountable speed and precision. So I think it's a pretty perfect metaphor for how God's Spirit works through us. And even the color is like a pure white, like the whitest white, as white as snow. And if you remember the Transfiguration, when Jesus transfigured on the mount, he was a snow white. God gives us victory, despite of us. It's his battle. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body, what you shall put on. Is not life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Matthew 6:25. But when they arrest you, don't worry about what to say or how to say it. At that time you will be given what to say, for it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Matthew 10:19-20. For through the law I died to the law, so that I might live for God. I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not set aside the grace of God, for if righteousness could be gained through the law, Christ died for nothing. Galatians 2:19-21. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. 2 Corinthians 12:9. It's not about what we can do. It's about us understanding our weakness and humility enough to get out of the way and let the Spirit work through us. We must decrease so he can increase. We are the temple of God now. The show from that point was prophetic in several instances, but the gist was God used a simple TV show I was watching at the time to capture my attention when I wasn't even looking for him. The front cover of the book is by inspiration of Ultra Instinct. As a matter of fact, I can, as of now, look back upon my life and see how God has surrounded me with perhaps everything I've ever been involved with, from favorite video games to movies and TV shows in my childhood, all bearing greater symbolic truths than I used to know. If not for the right people being in the right place at the right time and willing to help in the way that I needed, I would never be here. Around the same time as the show was running, I started car shopping. I researched to find what I wanted was an Affinity G37. It seemed like it was a bit out of my reach and too luxurious for me to attain at the time, and I wasn't sure it would be what I ended up with, but it was my goal nonetheless. I prayed for God to decide if I could handle it, and if it would not get me into physical or financial trouble, for Him to please make a way. I located one locally, went for a test drive, and a week later drove off the lot with it thanks to my father Michael's co-signature. This event served as the beginning of the revelation of Infinity and the triple numbers around the same time. A few months after receiving the car, I started to see Infinity symbols everywhere. Almost every day I would see at least one, and even several symbols for the first time. And company logos and names on people's bumpers, random bags and boxes used for work supplies, as tattoos, on the backs of aerosol cans and different consumable products, etc. It still continues today. The one that struck me the most, though, is the very one I've had sitting right in front of me on my steering wheel. This one here. This struck me because I've only had one scripture on my wall at the time that my mom got for me the day after I was released from the first psych ward, and that's the picture to my left. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll make your paths straight. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I researched why the symbol wasn't a normal lemniscate and discovered it's a play on the symbol to incorporate a straight path. If that's not enough, it's also the vortex math symbol I discussed earlier and represents alpha and omega. I just wanted to take a moment to point out all the different connections between these two symbols. We've got the upward arrow in both of them, which is the alpha symbol, and also a straight path forward. We've got the infinity symbol in both of them, which follows the mitosis pattern, or dividing to multiply, found in nature. This is called a vortex math symbol, which there's a law of vortexes in nature, and I just realized this symbol even closer represents the lowercase omega symbol, and the omega pattern is here in the infinity as well. The lowercase omega is rumored to be the inspiration behind the lemniscate, or the sideways 8 pattern of infinity. A couple of interesting facts about the sun. This is a picture of, if someone were to take a picture of the sun's position the same time every day throughout the year, that's the pattern that it forms. The infinity symbol. And also, the sun's color is like a pure white, like a snow white. Like if you look at other stars that we can see, it's that same shade. It's not yellow. The reason it looks yellow is because it's passing through our atmosphere and it scatters the light. Another interesting connection is if you look at the sun's rays through like sunglasses, or if you're driving and you're looking through the glass, sometimes, or even if it's passing through clouds, the sun's rays will scatter and form that same A pattern, or a straight path forward. Not to mention the model of the car, G37. 3 and 7 are among the most utilized numbers of God. The only two numbers representing perfect fullness and completion. I need not even mention what the G stands for. In addition, finding the number 8 represents new beginnings is simply remarkable considering the timing of all this. I know of confirmation bias, but seriously, give me a break. Who could make this stuff up? Who would even know to look for these things unless they're pointed out to you? I had no part of any of this revelation before receiving the car. As I stated before, these are things God used to find me when I was unable to find Him. He'll do the same in a way unique to you. The only qualification is genuine hunger. The thirst to witness the power of God will inevitably be filled. The sincere request for evidence has already been answered. The revelation of this evidence will reveal God to be a more tangible reality than anyone could ever imagine. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Matthew 7:7 and 8. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Matthew 5:6. God never fails to reach into even the darkest depths of our lives. Even when you've given up on Him, He'll never give up on you. Every manifestation of the evidence I've mentioned in this writing has not been sought. All this was brought to my attention, and I chose, hesitantly, to deepen my knowledge in the subject presented at the time. I didn't seek any of these things. They found me. He's a God of profoundly beautiful poetic melody. The essence of true happiness is to hear and see it.